Okay. Now you're in mic and speaker. Okay, Murli, are you able to do now?
I'm able to hear now.
But what about recording button?
Recording button is not working.
Or what you can do, Murli, just log off, and log in again.
Uh-huh.
I'll try to make you
Okay.
organizer, and then try. If you're not getting, then I will record the session on behalf of you. I'll record the session on behalf of you, and you can continue.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. I'll dismiss you. You can log back. Okay, so let's continue the class. So just to recap yesterday's session and just go through 2 minutes. Please mute yourself. There's a lot of echo coming. Thank you, Murli. So yesterday we have taken a requirement, and based on the requirement we try to design the design of the data model. Once we design the data model, then we created attribute view. Based on the requirement, we identified the tables, create joins between the tables, and field selection for output. So the output of this catalog, schema, tables, content collection of packages, packages collection of information views. Information views are of different types: attribute, analytic, calculation. Again, attribute view of different subtypes: standard, time, and derived. But yesterday we created standard attribute view for customer. So we have done this part yesterday. So today let us go and create material attribute view. And the data model, the second dimension. Go to HANA Studio. Right click on the attribute view. New. AT underscore material. Click Finish. This is of type standard. Provide the data foundation. Data foundation is a place where we define a relationship between tables. Click plus icon. The table according to the requirement. For creating this attribute view, we require material master data. So Mara and MAKT are the tables. So first is the same thing we are following, the same steps. Identify tables, Mara from HANA user, select, click OK. Add objects, MAKT, HANA user, next is identifying the relationship between tables. Let us go to the ECC side. Let us go on to the ECC. Give the table name, Mara, display. Mara stands for material master data. So the requirement here, from Mara we require MATNR. Just now we need to do field selection and the relationship between these columns. So let us see from the ECC side. Mara material number, MATKL, material group. Click contents. Click execute. So this is the material number, and for this we don't have material group. But if you take this material number and this is the material group. So this is the material number I have, and material number. So the material group is 00107. Material group. Now what is the material text? So we join 0038 to MATNR. MATNR equal to MATNR. Excuse me, sorry. Spras is equal to EN. Text join. So based on the user session, so if HANA user is the local A, the language is English, then it dynamically recognizes this English. It dynamically filters and then only MAKTX. Now let me go to the other table. MAKT. This is Mara.
Just a quick question. On what basis did you select number and group?
This material is associated with this material group. So when the user is creating the transaction itself, for example, MM01 is where the end user create the material master. So when they create the material master, here itself they associate so here itself automatically the material sector semi-finished product. So when the user is creating the material, so at the configuration itself it is associated, and this configuration is done by the consultant. Already this is associated in the background. I'm just showing you where the end user is associating. We don't have any transactions over here. Let me try another table. we don't have for this material. Probably we need to select for other materials. So here you have one material here. Let me do reverse engineering. So R001. So if you come back here in the Mara, let us give this one. Click execute. So R01 belonging to material group 012. So when we say R1001 belonging to what group? So let us search what is 012. Then it is pumps. So 012 is basically pumps. So these are the different material groups that we have, like hard drive, cables, LAN cards. All these are different material groups which are created at the configuration by the consultant. Alright? So instead of this material, let us take R012. You can take any number, but because we have already transactions for this, we'll take this number. And let us see what is R1001. What is the text for it at the MAKT? So let us go back, and at MAKT click display, and now you have the MATNR, which is the material number language column, class, and material description. So click contents, give the material number, and see the number of entries. We have 13 because R01 has different languages, and I only want to see on English. Text join, click execute. So this is the description for this. So we want to join both of these tables. And what is the end user requirement? The requirement was, now he want to say R0001 is MATNR, and the text is hardware, personal computer, and the material group it belongs to. The material group that it belongs to from Mara table, from Mara, the material group, it's not pumps, is 0120. I'm sorry here, it's not 120, it is 012. It's hardware. It should be hardware. I overlooked it. So it is 012 is hardware. So the material group for here is hardware and computer material. And the material number is R1001. So in order to get this data, so in order to get this output where it's an attribute view, the design Mara MAKT join, text join, restrict on language column, then you would get the output. So let us start creating this now. So let us say this is AT underscore material. I've already created this. So if you come back, so already we have AT underscore material, Mara and MAKT. Now let us start joining them. MATNR to MATNR, join type, select this, indicate this join type, text join, language column, splash, and based on what it dynamically restrict on splash, based on the HANA users language. Go to properties. Here it is Chinese. So this material will be shown in Chinese, but let me take English. So based on this, based on locally, it filters the language to English. Apply. Okay. So next thing is identification of tables is completed. Defining join, defining the join type, and the next step is field selection for output. The field selection for output, MATNR, MAKTX, and MATKL material group. Three things I require. PC from the table. From the table, I require MATNR, MAKTX, and MATKL. So all these three I selected. Once this is done, click semantics. You need to have at least one key attribute, primary key in the dimension table, label mapping, MAKTX. See, this is R1. MATNR is nothing but R1001, but MAKTX is personal computer. So I do descriptive mapping. So R1001 to personal computer, and hide this descriptive mapping. Click Save Validate. And Save Activate. So let us see now. From the package SAP SD, just type in to go to the right package. Expand the package. And I click on the attribute views, data preview. Click raw data. Now please see, we join. So let us search for the material. We were searching for the material. R hyphen 1001, which is, please see, after the text join, we would get the same output, and this output is our requirement.
Nagarjuna.
Yes, please.
Yeah, one quick question. You made this MAKTX is a hidden variable, right? Hidden field.
Yeah.
But it is showing in raw data. Where it is hiding exactly?
Suppose say, let's say I don't take this, yeah?
Okay.
This I'm showing you, this would be more valid in the reporting. Now suppose now if I see the data now,
okay.
But when we actually map over here, then only we would see here. Because the one below is hidden.
No, instead of that you can remove the hidden option, right? To see that option.
That's what.
No, what I'm saying is just remove the MAKTX in the label and remove the hidden option. Then it will be displayed in the raw data, right?
But there is no relationship between both of them. User
Okay.
has to drag and drop twice instead of once.
Okay.
So he has to drag and drop MATNR, he has to drag and drop.
MATNR to KTX.
Yeah, both he has to drag and drop.
Right? Okay, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So based on the requirement, we created two objects. One is customer and the other one is material. Now let us create third one, which is a company code. So we do a little complex example in here. So let us go to the SAP. So we have a table called So first let us see the T001. If you go to the table T001, this is the additional exercise I am doing. T001 for company codes, BUKRS company code, and BU text. WAERS, the requirement here is we need to know what is the company code, what is the currency that company code is operating, this company code belongs to what sales organization. Three important things. One is company code, sales org, and this company code has what currency. So this is to demonstrate inner join. So previously we demonstrated text joins. This exercise for inner join. So in here you have, sorry, here it's not weak origin, sorry. So here we have company code text, and then the currency column. In the currency column we have WAERS. WAERS, BUKRS, VKORG, and VText. So we join BUKRS to BUKRS, VKORG to VKORG, and WARS to WARS, and get L text. So what are we trying to achieve is finally my output will look company code, name of the company code, what is the sales org, what is the name of the sales org, what is the currency that company code is operating, and what is the name of these are IDs. See, so the other dimensions would give us what customers belonging to what company codes, or what materials belonging to what sales organizations. A multi-dimensional question. So we build something called AT underscore company code. So let us basically get the relationship. So we identified the tables, we identify the columns. Now let us make sure our relationships are correct. So first let us go to the T001 table, which is company code table.
Mr. Nagarjuna, I have one question to ask you.
Yes, please.
Why you choose L text in that column?
Good question. But I will explain you, yeah? Just give me 2 minutes, I'll explain you. I'll come into that part. When in the relationship explaining, I'll tell that part. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
I'll just show you. Just when explaining the relationship, I'll explain you. So T001 display. So first, let us get the company code. Let us take company code 1000. 1000 is an IDS AG. It's a company. It is in Frankfurt. I'm just writing the dummy data. Company code 1000, which is this. The text for 1000 is IDES AG. Where they are operating. D German. WAARS is euros. But it's only ID. Here we are only taking ID. So let us go to TVKO now. So we finished this table. Let us go to the other. So this is attribute table for company code. This one is an attribute table for sales org. Sales organization. Click contents. Give the company code 1000. Now we're in TVKO table. And I'm providing the value 1000 at the BUKRS. The BUKRS 1000. So it should give me what is the sales org. Execute. So company code 1000 BUKRS 1000 has different sales organizations. So BUKRS is in the top and sales org is in the bottom. So let us take the first example. The 1000 company code has 1000 sales org. 1000 company code has 1000 sales org. Let me save this file. Oops. 1000 company code has 1000 sales org, and this 1000 sales org is what text is what we can get it from TVKOT, which is nothing but name of the sales organization. Click display, click contents, so give 1000 sales organization. The text should be in English. And what is vtext? It is nothing but Germany, Frankfurt. So Germany, Frankfurt, it belongs to company code IDS AG, and it is in euro. So let's go to the final table, which is TCURT. Contents, EN, euro. Now we have two text here. One is L text and K text. So let me execute. The difference between L text, if you see the description, it is long text. This is short text. The length is 40, length is 15. Something like we have in our name, short name, long name, medium name, same like that. We have text here. So if you have long name, Chinese, the short name. So let's go back. And the short name is, long name is euro. So this is the design document. So once we're done, let us start modeling now. Let us start creating the attribute view for this. Now the join here, this would be...
I have a doubt here.
Yes, please.
Unlike this example, say suppose if the user wants to drag the objects from TCURT and TVKO, where the relationship doesn't exist in between the tables, how is it going to be happen in the report? In between TCURT and TVK0, where the relationship doesn't exist, so if the user wants to drag the objects from those two tables, how does the report behave?
He can drag and drop. there's no problem, because if you drag and drop BUKRS, you already have BUKRS has relationship between WARS and W areas. So it will execute this join and get this text out.
No, but for that we need to drag the object from T001 as well in the report, right? Only then the relationship would be enabled. I mean in the SQL.
There are two things. One is logic and the other one is the select statement. Logic is internally built already, and when you say drag and drop, you're only doing select statement based on the logic. Logic is already predefined in the background, but just that when you drag and drop, you're just doing the select statement.
Okay, so you mean to say that select statement picks the objects which are already linked as per the logic, is it?
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, say suppose we have another WAERS field in TVK0.
TV
Do we need to link it again?
Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry.
TVKO.
Yes, please.
Now, if we have WAERS field also in TVKO, do we need to link that with the TCURT?
There are two things over here. Now, the requirement is, it depends on the requirement. Now the user has asked, he requires the company code currency. Now let's say in your requirement, if the user does not require this part, let's assume. So you can create the same in two attribute views. One is AT underscore company code. The other one has AT underscore sales org. So AT underscore sales org will give you what is the sales org, what is the currency of the sales org, and what is the name of the sales org. In order to achieve this requirement, this is sufficient. But the other requirement is this one. What is the company code and what is the company code currency? Because one company code can have multiple sales organizations. When you want to view the currency of the sales organizations, then we have to go to TVKO. As per your requirement, go to the TVKO and get the currency WAERS. So what sales org, what currency? So this is the sales org currency, but the other one is the company code currency. That's the only difference. Alright? It basically depends on the requirement. How you want to show. You want to show sales org currency, or you want it to show company code currency.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So now I create an attribute view, AT underscore company code. So in the project environment, for every requirement that is incoming, it's very simple. First we need to identify process is same, but we need to create 40, 50, sometimes even 100 attribute views. Depends on the requirement. 100 attribute views to create would take 2 months. For doing testing, depends on the complexity of the attribute views. But the procedure is same. Identify the tables, create attribute view, text, take it as text join, define relationship, based on the requirement, take field selection for output, define a key attribute, click save validate, save activate, data preview, do unit testing. So with the same thing, I am creating one more attribute view. So after this, we look into time. AT underscore. 1 minute, guys, 1 minute. AT underscore company code. Click finish. Press icon, add objects. T001, TVKO, TVKOT, TCURT. So you want to have more working area. Just you can minimize this. Systems, minimize, totally minimize. Where use list, minimize. Get more working space. So BUKRS to BUKRS. Now we are just interlinking two attributes, two attribute tables. So if you want the common values between both this, the join type would be inner join. VKORG to VKORG, join type text join, language column sparse, join WARS with WARS, L text. It's not necessary that always we need to take L text. Depends on requirement, you can choose short text or long text, up to your choice. So join type would be text join. Splash. I'm here. So inner join, company code 1000 to company code 1000, text join and text join. Now what is the output columns we require? BURS, BU text, WARS. Company code text, and WAERS. And L text. What sales org?
So, Mr. Nagar, why are you not joining SPRAS with the other column?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me, Mr. Nagar?
Yes, please.
Why are you not joining SPRAS with the other?
I'm sorry, I did not get.
No, my question is, when you're joining the other columns, why are you not joining the SPRAS?
This one?
Yeah.
You mean to say I would like to join SPLAS and SPLAS? You mean to say I should join
Yes.
both of? SPLAS is, if I click on the table, data preview, we go to distinct values, select SPLAS. SPLAS is only giving you what is the language of the description. For example, if you take English, English has 223 descriptions. French has 224 descriptions. So if you go to the raw data, if you go to the analysis, WARS, if you take L text, if you do filter on SPRAS, we're only specifying English, so it only show you English. So even though you join SPLAS to PLAS, there would not be much sense in terms of a condition. So when we say join, basically we say it's a query based on a condition. The condition is text join. Text join is basically filtering English based on the user session. and gives only the English text. So directly the join itself is a text join. The text join itself is doing the filtering at the database. So before the join execution itself, it is filtering on English. So that is why it is providing only English. Now suppose say you take 1, it's showing Chinese. So TextGen is automatically doing the required functionality. Okay,
I
Zubair?
got it. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. I'll tell you other scenarios as well shortly. On this process, I'll tell you some more scenarios. So now, the field selection for output, company code text, I've taken everything, VKRG and VText. So let us now arrange the columns. BUKRS, BUText, WAERS, LText, VKORG, VText. Company code name, currency name, and sales organization name. Yes, we got it. We're done now. So once this is done, click semantics and define this as a key attribute. Give the ID and the text, currency, and LText, VKORG, and VText. Why we are selecting only company code is because in T001 this is the key of the table. Even in TVKO, your sales org also has a key, because in this case we are taking two attribute table. But as per the business requirement, the focus is on the company code, not on the sales org. If it is a sales org attribute view, then we could take VKORG as a key attribute. But in this case, BUKRS is the key attribute because we link the primary key BUKRS to the foreign key in the fact table. click Save and Validate. And save and activate. Right click on the company code, data preview, and click on raw data, and here you can see the data. SAP AG, Euros, sales of Germany, USA, INC, American dollars, USA, Philadelphia, Portugal, France, Brazil, it basically gives us the company code, the text of the company code, France, and the sales org in which this company code is in. So we created the third attribute view. Next we create a different type of an attribute view, which is called, so let us go to the requirement, time attribute view.
Nagarjuna, just a small confirmation here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, can you please go to this last data model, where the tables where you have drawn in the paint. No, just to confirm me, in this case, the data is picking based on the only by the inner join, right?
Yes, exactly.
Deciding the select statement is working based on the inner join.
Correct.
And the other two tables, WARS and the sales arc text, these two are working as a lookup tables for the other two, right?
Perfect.
Just to get, yeah, okay, that's it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Nagarjun, so theoretically, can we define multiple key attributes
Yes, we can do that.
in an attribute?
We can do that.
Provided both of them should be the foreign keys in the fact table, is it?
Correct.
Okay.
So let's go to the next example. Which is time. Right click on the attribute view, new, provide the name, at underscore time, view type, attribute view, subtype is time. As we know, there are two calendar types. One is a Gregorian, the other one is a fiscal year. So usually for financial reporting, we use fiscal year. And again, you have variants like periods. You have 16 periods, 12 periods for 12 months, and the other one for special periods like K1, K2, K3, and K4. When you create a time attribute view, SAP has standard time tables. Let me show you. First, let me click finish. Automatically, the table is derived because when you create a time, we selected auto. In this case, we haven't drag and drop. Automatically, it creates the time attribute view. The time related data is in schema underscore sys underscore bi. If I expand the catalog, expand, this is the system schema. This is not our schema, but this is the system schema. Expand the underscore sys underscore bi. Expand tables. Here we see time related tables. This is for fiscal year, and this is for the Gregorian time calendar type. This table is the most granular, most detailed table, and this is based on month, week, and year. Now when we selected the fiscal year calendar, automatically it takes this M underscore M underscore fiscal calendar. But when I create an attribute view, one more attribute view, at underscore time underscore Gregorian, select time. Now please see the granularity. Now how there is a relationship between the granularity and the table. If we select year, then it would take this. Would select month, it would auto take this month. If you select week, it would auto take this week. And if you take less than a week date, then auto create will take this table. So if you take Gregorian date, click finish, this is the detail level table, M underscore time underscore dimension, the standard table. Usually these tables are empty, they don't have any data. For the first time when you install, the table doesn't have any data. But first let us look, we have data or not in this table. We have data in the table because SAP given an option where you can generate time data, and already someone executed this generation of time data. I'll show you. I will delete sys underscore BI, go to tables, let us go to time dimension and delete. Please don't delete table, delete all rows from the table. Click OK and click refresh. So initially the SAP given like this. This is a standard structure that SAP given. In order to generate the time data, if we go to the quick launch, click at the data, at this generate time data. What is the calendar type? Load time data into the time attribute view table. What is the table that you would like to select? So the year would be from when I started my business, probably in 2011 or say 2001 I started my business, and I want to generate time data for future, for planning purpose, 2015. And the granularity, at what level you want to generate the data. Because I created attribute view based on date, then obviously I need to take granularity day, because this option would generate time data into these respective tables based on the selection of the granularity, and click generate. Once you click generate, it internally triggers a stored procedure. The stored procedure generates the data. So right click on the table now and open content. Now here we would see the data again. It depends on when you started your business and from what year you want to generate the time. It's up to your choice. It depends on the requirement.
Yeah, Nagarjun, one quick question here. While generating the time, we have selected the day. That means it will not pick the data for minutes and hours, right?
Exactly.
Okay. If you want the even with minutes and seconds, then we need to again drill down much more.
Yes, exactly. But only thing is it consumes a lot of memory. So just be cautious. The server may come down. Yeah. Just I'm just selecting to be cautious. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So I click on the table. Open data preview. Click distinct values. Click year. Sort from 2001. This is before 2001. 365 till 2015 based on my selection. So what I'm trying to say, so based on the business requirement, based on the granularity that you want to join with the fact table, if the fact table has day, then go for this table. If you want to join on a year, go for this table. You want to join on a month, go to this table. It depends on when you create an attribute view,
One more thing, Nagarjuna.
yes please.
Hello.
Yes, Mahinder.
Yeah, instead of going for all these four four tables, why don't we select the table dimension and choose that year or month or week?
Yes, you're correct. But
So then
sometimes,
why do we need all this? Yeah.
but sometimes we do not see data on a very granular level. And then we want to generate the data. Suppose say you only want to see
Okay.
data based on year. You can only take,
No, no. My question here is, while selecting, there is a complete granularity under dimension table, right? So while creating this attribute view, we can select this dimension table, and there we can choose the granularity based on year, month, or week or day.
absolutely correct.
It fulfill the same requirement. I think it will avoid the different kind tables in the database.
But when coming to the performance, if your table is large, it has to scan the entire table.
Okay.
So that will degrade your performance. So instead of that,
Okay.
you can select the granularity based on the requirement. You can have better performance.
Yeah.
It's only for performance.
Just a small confusion here. Can you please go to this dimension while creating this? We have selected this dimension table, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, time underscore dimension. If you see this here, the granularity we have selected as a day for the previous case.
Correct. You're correct.
Right. If you want to generate the data based on year, then we can directly select a year here as well, right?
You're correct, Mahinder.
That means it will. So what is the different by selecting year here and the other table m underscore time underscore dimension underscore year? What is the difference between these two?
Here,
I think the same data will be replicated in both. No, not there. There is one more table for a year, right? M underscore time underscore dimension underscore year.
yeah, Mahinder, I'll tell you. Don't just give me some time.
Standard tables.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
Just give me some time.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say, if that is the case, SAP need not give 4 tables. Am I right or not? If they given some table, there should be some reason. Otherwise, SAP tells.
I want to know that reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in order to know that reason,
Okay.
please understand the requirement. It is not because they have given we are using.
Okay.
It is because we want to use, we will take. For example, if you take time underscore dimension underscore year, you can see only year, but you cannot see what is the month, what is the day in that particular year, what is the quarter in that particular year. We cannot see that.
Yeah.
Because the granularity here,
That means the minimum value would be year in this
yeah,
case.
exactly. And the number of rows also will be very less.
Yeah.
But here, when you go for only for 2001, you have 365 rows. Because now in this case,
that is because we selected as a day here.
That's what I'm
My
saying.
question: if we select the granularity year here as well, I think that the number of entries will be reduced in this case as well.
One thing we need to understand, that in the fact table, you will have day. Sometimes you may not have day, you may have year.
Okay.
But in this case, if you see the structure of the table, here we have date. So we join based on
Yeah.
day.
Date.
But let's say you only want year. You only want year. You don't want to see by date, or you don't want to see by month. Or if you only want to see by month, let us take this example as well. If you only want to see by month, what quarter, and here we don't have day.
Yeah.
So for month you can take this dimension. If you're still more granular, you can go by week.
Yeah.
So year, month, week,
Okay.
and here we do not have day.
Yes.
So in month,
We do not have week.
week. In week, you do not have day.
Yes.
If you want everything, you can go for this.
Yeah.
So this is a larger table.
Okay.
The table is large. This is only because whenever you join these tables to the foreign key, your question is, why don't I only take year and join with everything? I can take year from here, I can take month from here, I can take week from here.
Yes.
I will take everything and use only this table.
Yeah.
That is your question.
Yes. Yes.
You can do that as well. I'm not saying you don't do, but best practice is you can take right granularity and right data,
Okay.
because it will be faster. If you see reporting, HANA is all about high performance. So in order to follow the best practice, we do this way. And whatever you say is also correct. I'm not saying you should not do like that, but only based on the best practices, we are considering this. And this is SAP best practice.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Nagarjun, just a while back, you have generated the data to time dimension, right? So what happens if we replicate the data from ECC? Would that be overridden?
Here when you are actually generating, this is only for the fact. You are actually bringing from ECC for the fact, but not the time master data. Because the time master data is already in HANA, but we are only getting the transaction data. For example, let us take VBAK table, or any table for that matter. If you take VBAK table, now here we have ER date on which record was created. But in this case we do not have year or day, whatever it may be. But what I am trying to say, this ER date will be a foreign key, and the primary key would be the date time underscore SAP. So we join the primary key to the foreign key in the VB AK table, that is nothing but, which is ER date. So this will be I'm sorry, the connection is lost, I think.
Yeah, you need to, could you go back a little bit?
Yeah, the connection is lost. So where are we? Where are we until what? Okay, I'll just try to repeat it again. So what am I trying to say? In m underscore time underscore dimension, date time underscore SAP is the primary key, is nothing but the key attribute. Now when we join this key attribute, still cannot hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I
Hello.
can hear you, Nagarjuna.
You can hear me? So again I will try to repeat. So in the m underscore time underscore dimension, we have date time underscore SAP, which is the primary key or the key attribute, and this primary key is joined to the foreign key ERDAT, because the granularity at this table is based on day. This is based on day. You overwrite the entries in the transaction data, but not at the master data. We join the master data, that is the attribute view, date time underscore SAP with the ER date, and then you can do a multi-dimensional analysis based on what is the year sales, what is the quarterly sales, what is the weekly sales. You can see data on a different perspectives. Okay, all right. So let us go back to the AT underscore time underscore GR. Click validate and save and activate. In here also click validate and save and activate. Activated. Hello? 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 Hello?
We can hear you. I think the problem with the
Yes,
Zubair.
we can hear you now.
Zubair, I think you mean to say,
Now I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now.
okay. Now, right click on the attribute view, data preview, click raw data, But this would be more meaningful when we actually join. Oops, there's some issue, I think. Am I breaking down in between? Hello?
I mean, just the audio.
The audio is getting breaking, is it?
Nagarjuna, for me,
Yes.
Nagarjuna, for me it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you for a few seconds. I think, maybe 30 seconds.
Oh, because I don't know what is the issue, but let me check my internet connection.
You want to get this straightened out, and then we can start this from here, from next session.
All right, we can do that. No problem. So, is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, I have no issue.
Yeah, I think
Nagarjuna,
it
what's
should be
that?
good.
What do you say?
Yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
for me it's fine.
Okay,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fine.
so we can continue in the next week. Yep. So I'll just start the analytic view. So we start the analytic view from the next week, and then we see the next requirement to create the analytic view. So if you have any questions in doing exercise, you can always email me to the mail ID, and this is the contact number. For any issues, any clarifications, any server access related issues, this is my email and this is my contact number.
So, Mr. Nagarjuna, are you going to let us know a code to listen your voice on the recording? I can see the recording, but there's no voice there.
Yes, correct. So when you're using the GoToMeeting, if you click on File, click on Preferences, go to Audio. Are you doing that? I'm sorry, Jubair. Hello,
No,
Jubair.
I want to see like how exactly it works. Yeah, I'm listening.
No. What I'm saying, can you please? So what is the operating system you're using, Jubair?
They say I'm using Mac.
Oh, you're using Mac. That is the issue. So in Mac, what are you using?
It's the IO8.
No.
Basically, yeah.
What is the player that you're using?
Basically, I have a VLT7 for using all this recording and those things.
Okay. Just give me.
Do you want me to
No.
make a VMware on that side so I can
No.
use the Windows if you want?
No. 1 minute, please. Please wait. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah.
No problem. Take your time.
I'm just checking on the Google for your compatibility. I send you one link in the chat box, Jubair. Can you see that link?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
If you go to that link, can you please click on that link?
Okay.
Now down, if you have something called, if you are using Mac, download the Windows Media component to view the recorded meeting. You see?
Yes. Yeah.
Please use that one. Okay?
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
See you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Have a
Bye.
great weekend.
You too. Thank you.